Hello everyone and welcome into Sal's Pals presented by TreatmentTalks.org. Today I'm your host Ray Dunn, joined by Tyler Sandora and Ari Glazier. We're going to be talking NBA draft, specifically the Sixers trade to move up to number 1, and what we think about picks 2 through 5, a little bit best fits, best players, who is going to be best in this NBA. To call in on your opinions and what these guys say, call us at 1-800-STEVE-G. Now we're going to start off, Ari. Markelle Fultz, your opinion on the deal that the Sixers made to get him and your overall opinion on him.
Well, I love Fultz. I love his game. He's a great all-around offensive weapon. He can pretty much do anything. He's a shooter. He can drive to the basket. He can cut. He can distribute. So I love Markelle Fultz's game. He's the obvious number 1 pick. I think the Sixers came away with a great deal to the Celtics, only giving up 1 future first-round pick with heavily protections. I love it. I think it puts the Sixers in a great position going forward with the core of Fultz, Embiid, and Simmons. And we knew that all along, gaining these assets was all about trying to acquire a star. And now we have a guy who is pegged to be a potential future star in Fultz. So I love it.
Tyler, anything to add?
Yeah, I think the most intriguing thing about Markelle Fultz is his 7-foot wingspan. I agree with Ari. I love his offensive game, but I think his defensive potential is something special for Philadelphia fans to look forward to.
You and your wingspans, Tyler, man. Every guy with you is a wingspan.
Well, everybody has a wingspan, Ari.
Everybody's got a wingspan, Tyler. I got a wingspan. You got a wingspan.
We got a caller waiting on the line. We got Rashad from Radnor. What do you think about what these guys are saying?
Personally, I think Lonzo Ball is the clear best player in this draft. I mean, his ability to play offense and defense at such a high level, able to average 7.5 assists, I believe, while scoring 14 points on consistent shooting, even with that form. I think he's just too good of a facilitator, too good of an offensive general to pass up on at the number 1 spot. And personally, if I had the Sixers pick, I would choose Lonzo Ball at number 1.
Rashad's a big baller as well.
Well, I agree with you there, and I mean, can't disagree with the prophecy of LeVar Ball that Lonzo would end up with the Lakers. I do think Lonzo's a once-in-a-generation type point guard. He's got a unique knack for distributing the ball. His shot, like you mentioned, is a little iffy right now, but I think once he gets into the NBA, he can figure out if that's going to work for him, and then if it's not, he'll be able to change it.
Yeah, I love Lonzo, but I think there's some questions as to his half-court game. He's certainly not the versatile player that Markelle Fultz is, but he's certainly a great distributor, and I think he's going to have a really nice career in the NBA.
See, I disagree with that because I think his all-around game is what I think sets him apart from everyone else. He facilitates the ball, and his defense is stellar. I mean, average, I believe, almost 2 steals a game while still locking up some of the best point guards in college.
But he was playing a much more competitive battle. I mean, the defense required when you're playing UCLA in major tournament games against the likes of Kentucky, and Markelle Fultz, who had like almost a 35% usage rating in Washington, basically the entire team. It can be expected that he's a little lax on defense. But Lonzo, I mean, there's no question, Lonzo Ball is a very versatile player, but he's not the all-around athlete that Markelle Fultz is. He can't drive to the basket like Markelle Fultz can. He's not the shooter that Markelle Fultz is, although his shooting, I think, is good. There's no question he's a great facilitator, but I just don't think that he has the upside that Markelle Fultz does.
All right, good points. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for calling, Rashad.
Thank you, Rashad.
All right, that facilitates us into the next conversation we want to have, which picks 2 through 5. We all are pretty much in agreement that the Sixers are going to go 1 with Markelle Fultz. What are you guys seeing for picks 2 through 5? Does Lonzo Ball fit the Lakers? Is that something you see happening, or is he going to drop and maybe they'll take Josh Jackson?
I see Lonzo going to the Lakers, and I see De'Aaron Fox going to the Celtics. I think that the Celtics, they were the number 1 team in the East this year after the regular season. I feel like they were just missing that one piece, and I think De'Aaron Fox has a chance to be special, and he can fit very well for them. I see Josh Jackson going to the Suns, and I see the Kings picking up Jason Tatum at number 5.
Yeah, no, I really like the idea of Fox on the Celtics. However, there was a rumor that Ainge thought that they shouldn't take Fultz because they already have a crowded backcourt. So I'm sort of getting the sense that they're not going to go Fox, they're probably going to go Jackson. And for the Suns, I think that probably leaves Jason Tatum, maybe Monk for the Kings.
Monk a top 5 draft pick? There's some people that think he's one of the best players to draft. Other mock drafts have him almost outside the top 10 at 10, 9 or 10, 11. Do you think, where do you see Malik Monk fitting on that scale?
I see Malik Monk as one of the best. I would say he's probably a top 5 in terms of talent, he's a top 5 player in the draft. In terms of these teams, I mean, these teams, obviously you don't know who's going to be good. But I think that these teams need to pick the best player they feel right now will be the best, will have the most impact on their team. And I don't think Malik Monk, I can see him going probably 6, 7, or 8. I don't think he falls beyond that. But I think he's got a chance to be really good.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Sal's Pals, presented by TreatmentTalks.org. We'll be back to talk more about the NBA draft after this break.